While the preacher Brother Eternity delivered his sermons on television, members of his church, the Forevernauts, landed on the frozen surface of Titan, Saturn's moon. There they discovered something they were never meant to find: an ancient temple, a buried secret. And then the preacher's words changed. He began to speak in Tamaranian, Starfire's ancient language. In that moment, Starfire understood the gravity of the situation. She alerted the Titans: Nightwing, Donna Troy, Cyborg, Wally West, Raven, and Beast Boy. "Something is wrong," she said. Those words hold power. But as they debated what to do, the moon itself began to tremble. On the other side of the transmission, Brother Eternity, or whatever was posing as him, made a chilling revelation: "I am not Brother Eternity." The Titans acted fast. Cyborg opened a boom tube and they traveled to Titan. But they were too late. When they arrived, the Forevernauts were frozen solid, their faces marked by sheer terror. Raven sensed something dark, something alive. "The moon has a heartbeat," she said. And that's when the cracks began to form. Starfire remembered an ancient Tamaranian legend. That moon wasn't just a moon, it was a prison. From that moment on, everything changed. The creature inside the moon, known as the Necrostar, was free. Starfire's archives told of the Necrostar, a conqueror, a being that couldn't be reasoned with or stopped by conventional means. Earth was in danger and the Titans needed help. Superman confirmed the worst. The Necrostar was heading toward Earth and would arrive in less than an hour. Batman proposed a daring plan: to bring in Starro, the only creature that had ever fought the Necrostar. But it was Beast Boy who had a different idea. One that would change everything. He asked for time to transform into something capable of fighting the Necrostar. Something only he could become. While the other heroes fought off the Necrostar's drones, Beast Boy dove deep into the ocean with Cyborg. The plan? To transform into something beyond his natural limits. First he became a whale, but that was just the beginning. With Raven's psychic support, Beast Boy forced himself into an almost impossible transformation. And then, he did it. Beast Boy became a massive version of Starro, glowing green, but at a tremendous cost. He was losing control. When the Necrostar reached Earth, it quickly turned the tide, infecting heroes like Shazam. Wonder Woman fought to free him, but all seemed lost, until a green star appeared in the sky. Beast Boy, now Garo, arrived to confront the Necrostar. With his newfound powers, he unleashed small drones of himself to heal those infected. But the Necrostar was far too powerful. They needed a definitive solution. Cyborg and Beast Boy worked together to open a colossal boom tube, large enough to send the Necrostar into the Boomerang Nebula, the coldest place in the universe. With the help of Earth's heroes, they pushed the Necrostar through the portal. But victory came at a price. Beast Boy lost a limb in the process. Still, the world was saved, or so it seemed. When Beast Boy tried to celebrate, he found Cyborg unconscious. Standing over him was Dr. Hate. Using dark magic, Hate broke Beast Boy's will, shattering his mind and leaving him vulnerable. Without Raven to support him, Beast Boy couldn't resist. Dr. Hate finished his grim work and vanished, leaving chaos in his wake. Far away, Raven felt the loss. Her connection to Beast Boy was severed, and she knew what that meant. She wept as the shadow of what Beast Boy had become, Garo, loomed over the world. Spores began to fall, infecting everything. Even Black Adam wasn't spared, transforming into a monstrous lion man. On the battlefield in space, Raven knelt beside Victor Stone, Cyborg, his systems flickering after being knocked out for half an hour. With a combination of her healing powers and his internal systems rebooting, Victor finally stirred. The two shared a brief moment of relief, but there was no time to rest. Garo's spores had to be destroyed, or their infection would consume everything. Back on Earth, chaos reigned. Animal Man collapsed in agony, overwhelmed by the surge of millions of new creatures connecting to the Red. In Bloodhaven, Nightwing and Batman fought tirelessly to protect civilians. Amidst the chaos, Batman made a daring move, saving a child from an oncoming car. But in doing so, he was struck, leaving him gravely injured. Nightwing rushed to his side, guilt eating away at him for not being there sooner. Despite his injuries, Batman's resolve was unshaken. He reminded Nightwing that in moments of crisis, they could only focus on what was in front of them, one problem at a time. But their brief moment of solace was interrupted by a new threat. A serpent-headed creature emerged from the shadows. Batman took it down with precision, but not without a cost. The spore inside the creature latched onto him, infecting his body. As the infection took hold, Batman's body began to transform into a werewolf-like creature. His voice, strained and feral, urged Nightwing to continue the fight, even as the monster inside him grew stronger. Nightwing, devastated but determined, vowed to save him. The two fought fiercely, their struggle taking them into the river, where the infection seemed to accelerate. From the Titan's tower, Oracle worked tirelessly to coordinate the global response. Her voice echoed across every hero's communicator. All major cities were under attack. In Kondak, Black Adam, now a lion-like beast, rampaged through the burning streets. Donna Troy and Starfire answered the call, soaring through the skies to confront him. Meanwhile, Nightwing warned Oracle of the Spore's terrifying strategy. They were targeting stronger hosts. His message was clear. Powered heroes needed to keep their distance to avoid making the situation worse. Elsewhere, Amanda Waller and Peacemaker stormed into the White House. Waller, known for her iron grip on control, admitted the situation was spiraling beyond even her reach. Turning to Dr. Hate, she demanded results. But her real plan was more ambitious. She sought full authority from the president to save the world her way. The Titans can't carry this burden alone, she declared as her endgame began to take shape. Back in Bloodhaven, the battle against the werewolf Batman reached its climax. Nightwing, refusing to give up on his mentor, managed to subdue him. Dragging Batman's unconscious, monstrous form to safety, Nightwing called Oracle with a plea: gather the best scientists, doctors, and containment specialists. Whatever it took, they would find a way to save Bruce Wayne and stop the spore's spread. In the burning sands of Kondak, Starfire and Donna Troy faced one of the most terrifying transformations yet: Black Adam, now a ferocious lion-like beast, tearing through everything in his path. Oracle's voice crackled through their comms, urging the heroes to retreat and avoid infection at all costs. But Starfire refused to back down. With a surge of fiery power, she unleashed an explosive attack, obliterating countless spores in the air. Meanwhile, on the ground, Impulse and Flash worked tirelessly to evacuate the remaining civilians, weaving through the chaos like lightning bolts of hope. At Titan's tower, Nightwing worked desperately to keep Batman, now transformed, secure. Locked in a reinforced cage, Bruce's monstrous growls echoed through the room as Dr. Clancy analyzed his condition, determined to find a cure. Clancy, sharp and observant, demanded to examine Dick more closely. Addressing him by name, she revealed she had pieced together the truth during her time at the tower. Despite the tension, Nightwing relented, trusting her expertise. Just as the moment grew heavier, a sudden interruption startled the group. Detective Chimp, a brilliant mind in an unlikely form, arrived with critical information. He had discovered that the creatures weren't acting randomly, they were following a plan, orchestrated by something far more sinister. In Metropolis, the skies were no safer. An airplane was under attack by mutated birdmen, endangering everyone on board. Power Girl soared into action, rescuing the plane and guiding it safely to the ground. But in the chaos, she was infected. Her body began to change, her strength turning into a deadly force. Before she fully transformed into a phoenix-like creature, Power Girl managed to send a warning to Oracle. As the infection consumed her, Superman, John Kent, arrived to stop her from harming the passengers. What followed was a devastating clash between two of Earth's most powerful heroes. Back in Kondak, Starfire's battle with Black Adam reached its peak. With raw strength and tactical precision, she executed a daring suplex, slamming the feral Black Adam into the ground. Defeated but not subdued, he fled into the shadows, his instincts reduced to fight or flight. Watching from the tower, Bobo, the ever-analytical detective Chimp, noted that Black Adam's actions were purely animalistic. Yet, the calculated attacks on Earth's infrastructure suggested that someone or something was pulling the strings. While cities burned and battles raged, a group of Earth's mightiest heroes fought to contain Garo himself. Raven, Martian Manhunter, Superman, Green Lantern Alan Scott, Cyborg, Shazam, and Mary Marvel joined forces, but Garo's monstrous strength pushed them to the edge. Donna Troy arrived, answering Raven's call for help. Raven had a risky plan. Donna's lasso of persuasion might reach Gar, but it would come at a cost. Donna hesitated, knowing the lasso could expose her to Garo's overwhelming power. Raven promised to find her if she became lost in the attempt. "Step back, everyone. I'll handle this." With courage and determination, Donna wielded the lasso, binding Garo and momentarily halting his rampage. Her strength allowed the other heroes to retreat to Earth, where they faced a new wave of attacks. Meanwhile, at Stryker's Island, Sharkmen invaded, clashing with Peacemaker and Waller's forces. But Amanda Waller's focus wasn't on the immediate threat. She had a more dangerous plan in motion. Under orders from the president, Waller approached a prisoner, Lex Luthor. But she wasn't there to free him or seek his advice. Her target was something he had stolen from Batman, a weapon she believed could destroy Beast Boy. For Waller, this wasn't just about saving the world, it was about proving her dominance. Amidst the chaos of a crumbling world, Peacemaker races against time to save Chester Runk. His mission is clear, but fate has its cruel twists. As Beast People pursue them, Peacemaker is forced to take down one of the creatures, only to realize it was Chester's own son, warped beyond recognition. Overcome with grief and resistance, Chester is subdued as Peacemaker sedates him, ensuring the mission continues. Meanwhile, Ivy Town descends into destruction. In a desperate bid to restore order, Giganta transforms into her massive form, but the infection claims her too. She becomes a towering monster, unleashing devastation upon the city. Oracle calls for help, and the Titans answer. Swamp Thing holds collapsing buildings together while Starfire and John Kent confront the transformed Giganta head-on. In the heat of battle, John is struck down, crashing through a building as chaos surrounds him. Shaken by the destruction and loss, he finds strength in Wally West's words of comfort and determination. Rising with renewed resolve, John joins Starfire in subduing the monstrous Giganta. A massive blast from Starfire sends her through a boom tube, while John incinerates the spores trying to infect him. Together, they protect Ivy Town, but the battle has only begun. As the dust settles, a new threat emerges. Sergeant Steel accuses Beast Boy of being a monster, turning public opinion against him. The Titans, determined to defend their friend, plan their next move. But in the shadows, Waller and Lex Luthor prepare a sinister scheme. Using Chester Runk's powers, they aim to create a black hole to destroy Beast Boy and end the chaos. Elsewhere, Hate ambushes Raven, keeping her from sensing the real danger. Chester is teleported directly into Beast Boy, and the unthinkable happens. Chester's power spirals out of control, forming a black hole within Gar. The Titans rush to stop the destruction but are too late. The black hole consumes them both, ending their lives and leaving the world in mourning. The Titans stand together, united yet powerless as they witness the fall of Garo. The air is thick with sorrow and anger, especially for Raven. Consumed by grief, she is determined to find the one responsible for this tragedy. Her suspicions fall on a mysterious figure wielding the Helmet of Chaos, a symbol of destructive power she believes is at the center of it all. Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., the American government celebrates a bittersweet victory. The Bureau of Sovereignty is hailed as the savior of humanity, and Amanda Waller, its shadowy leader, finally steps into the spotlight. During a press conference, Waller commends the sacrifice of Chester Runk, the man who gave his life to stop Beast Boy, and announces the next step in their plan: a global strike to eliminate the remaining infected monsters. Her words spark unease, as the cost of such a plan could mean the deaths of millions. At the Titans' base, Nightwing, Cyborg, Starfire, Raven, and Flash watch the broadcast with heavy hearts. Waller's actions feel like a betrayal of everything they've fought for. Nightwing refuses to stand by as innocent lives are lost. Raven wrestles with her own darkness, torn between seeking vengeance and keeping control of her demonic side. Ultimately, she chooses restraint, vowing to intervene only if necessary. The Titans launch their mission to stop Waller. Flash uses his speed to neutralize the guards, while Cyborg hacks into the Bureau's military systems to stop the drone strikes. Though the mission risks their reputation, the Titans know that saving lives comes first. Nightwing infiltrates the base, determined to confront Waller face to face. Inside, he encounters Peacemaker. The two engage in a fierce battle, Peacemaker's relentless firepower clashing with Nightwing's agility and precision. Despite the odds, Nightwing prevails, disarming and incapacitating Peacemaker. He moves deeper into the facility, finally coming face to face with Waller. The confrontation is tense. Nightwing accuses Waller of manipulating the public to establish control through fear, but Waller is unrepentant. She dismisses his ideals, claiming that her actions are necessary to secure humanity's future. Even as Nightwing tries to reason with her, she remains steadfast, refusing to cancel the strikes. Back at the Titan's end, Cyborg succeeds in disabling the drones, stopping the strikes before they can begin. Flash delivers the news to Nightwing, but Waller is furious. She berates Nightwing, mocking him for failing to act sooner and accusing the Titans of endangering humanity by sparing Beast Boy for so long. Raven, listening to Waller's accusations, feels her rage boiling over. Her powers surge as she launches Waller against a wall. For a moment, it seems as though she might succumb to her darker impulses. But as she recalls Garfield Logan's compassion, she steps back, restraining herself. Raven declares that it is Gar's memory that keeps her from crossing the line. But then the atmosphere shifts. A dark energy erupts as Raven's gem, the crystal on her forehead, shatters. A powerful force escapes, filling the room with chaos. To Raven's shock, the entity looks just like her, but its eyes burn with hatred. The creature accuses Raven of imprisoning it, claiming that she deserves nothing but its wrath. Peacemaker sits in silence, nursing his wounds after the fierce battle with Nightwing. Amanda Waller looms over him, her voice sharp and commanding. "Don't do anything stupid," she warns before turning her attention elsewhere. Determined to protect Nightwing, Raven opens a portal and sends him away, knowing she must face this shadow of herself alone. Nightwing reappears in Titan's tower, shaken but alive. There, he reunites with Batgirl and Detective Chimp. Chimp's sharp mind wastes no time, asking the question on everyone's mind, what's the plan? As they strategize, Superman John Kent arrives, offering himself as bait to lure out the spore infecting Batman. The plan works. Batman, freed from the spore's control, emerges disoriented but relieved. His first concern is for Nightwing. "Richard, did I hurt you?" he asks, guilt in his voice. Assured by Nightwing that he's fine, Batman agrees to help coordinate the rescue efforts, with Batgirl guiding the heroes from the tower. Meanwhile, the Titans gather, preparing for the final confrontation. Detective Chimp explains their strategy. They will act as bait to draw the remaining infected spores. Cyborg, having hacked into military systems, warns of potential interference from the authorities. Amid the preparations, Nightwing takes a bold step. He visits the President of the United States. In a moment of vulnerability, Nightwing is ready to unmask himself, pleading with the President to trust the Titans again. He reveals that the team has already healed the President's wife, a gesture meant to prove their intentions. Nightwing exposes Waller's manipulations and asks for global cooperation to heal the infected before it's too late. In Gotham, chaos reigns as Sergeant Steel faces off against a group of beastmen, including Harley Quinn, who has transformed into a towering, muscle-bound rabbit. The battle intensifies until Superman John Kent intervenes, drawing all the spores toward himself. Back at the tower, Nightwing hands Donna Troy a dossier, detailing contingency plans to neutralize any heroes who might become infected. Cyborg provides Donna with specially designed armor, capable of resisting the spores and granting her the strength to face even the most formidable enemies. But on another front, Raven's battle with her dark counterpart is growing desperate. Dr. Hate, reveling in her power, commands the Beastmen to attack. Yet, something holds them back. Garfield Logan, despite being fragmented among the spores, still exerts a sliver of control. Dr. Hate mocks Raven, taunting her with the knowledge that every spore destroyed takes another piece of Garfield with it. Raven reaches out telepathically to her allies, begging them to stop killing the spores. Nightwing quickly orders a change in strategy. The spores must be contained, not destroyed. The heroes rally, working together to herd the spores into Titan's tower, ensuring the safety of countless lives. As the battle rages on, Dr. Hate gains the upper hand, nearly strangling Raven in a brutal display of dominance. But at the last moment, Starfire intervenes, delivering a devastating blow that dislodges Dr. Hate's helmet. Seeing an opportunity, Flash, Wally West, grabs the helmet and speeds away, despite its attempts to corrupt him. Without hesitation, he hurls it into a volcano, destroying it once and for all. Freed from the helmet's influence, Raven finds herself evenly matched with her dark counterpart. She asks Starfire to leave the fight and join the others. Left alone, Raven pours every ounce of her strength into the battle, determined to trap Dr. Hate in the crystal once more. When the dust settles, Raven returns victorious, her evil counterpart imprisoned once again. The scattered spores begin to converge, forming the familiar shape of Garfield Logan. But as he takes form, Raven senses something is missing. The destruction of so many spores has left him incomplete. A part of his mind is lost. Later, Amanda Waller steps onto the world stage once more, announcing the formation of the Hall of Order, a countermeasure to the Titans and other heroes. Her declaration is clear: there has been enough of their so-called justice. At Titan's Tower, Detective Chimp shares a glimmer of hope with Cyborg. There may be a way to restore Garfield fully. The heroes embark on a daring mission to retrieve Garo's severed arm, frozen and left behind in the Boomerang Nebula. Back in the Sahara, they use their combined powers to melt the ice and merge the arm with Garfield's form. Donna Troy's lasso helps guide the process, and finally, Garfield awakens. With tears streaming down her face, Raven whispers, "We won." But in the shadows, the truth emerges. The Raven standing beside Garfield is not the real Raven. Dr. Hate has taken her place, trapped the true Raven in the crystal, and now waits patiently for her moment to exact revenge. If you enjoyed this epic showdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. I see you in the next video.